Hey, I'm Keith Shannon with Direct Carpet, and today we're going to show you how to install your very own stair runner. We're going to show you the tools you need, all the tips and tricks. This carpet is Anderson Tough Tex Always Natural Fossil. Without further ado, let's get at it. All right, so we've got our stair runner rolled out. We're starting at the bottom. We've got our underpad cut 1 inch back on each side. Okay, very important. You always want your carpet to be able to fall down to the side. If you're going to staple it here, that gives you the ability to staple it down without getting indents. And then if you're not going to staple it down, eventually it should just settle down and fold down over the pad. Okay, so 1 inch on each side. If you order a stair runner from directcarpet.com and your pad is a little bit big, just shave off the side, make it 1 inch smaller. Okay, so we've got it lined up. We've cut our trusty little spacer here, which we're just going to put over on the far side, right? And this is what we're going to do all the way up, and that's how we're going to space our carpet evenly all the way up the stairs, right? So we just used a piece of underpad for that. We just cut that to size. We're going to use our basic standard tools. The tools will be in the description down below. Right here in my hand, I have got a dual fast staple gun. You can use the Roberts staple gun. The link is in the description. They're a little cheaper on Amazon. We're going to use our stair tool, also on Amazon. We're going to use a great knife. We're going to use some 9/16 crown staples for our electric gun, right? A lot of people ask that question. 9/16. Okay, here we go. So we've got our gun. We're all loaded up. We're centered up with our Anderson Tough Tex Fossil stair runner. We've got the edges sewn on the side. We've got the edges sewn on the bottom. So we're going to line that up nice and neat on the bottom with the finished edge. All right, this is exactly how we want you to install your stair runner. You can choose from a bunch of different methods that works with the Anderson Tough Tex felt back carpet. We're going to wiggle our staple gun in, and we're going to shoot it in every 2 inches. We're going to wiggle it in behind the pile here. Okay, wiggle it in, wiggle it in. We're going to pull our stair runner back here. We're going to pre-bend the nose underneath just to make it a little bit easier for the staple gun to actually get up under. We're going to go up on a 45-degree angle. And we're going to fire 2 in each end, okay? And then every 1 to 2 inch up on the 45. 2 on the end. We're going to feel for any staples that have popped out. There is none. All right. We're going to take our trusty kicker. This also has a link for Amazon. I mean, you can rent these tools too. You don't have to buy them. If you're thinking about doing this a couple times, you know, sure, invest the money if you're going to do this. If you think that you're good enough to do this as a job, then you're definitely going to want to buy some of this stuff. All right, so we're going to put a little bit of tension here in the middle. Okay, what we want to do is we want to make sure that you can see this. We don't want to twist that way. We kind of want to twist straight, right? We've made this template here, so we want that to be straight. So we want to twist this until that is straight with pressure. We'll show you a side view. I put it on my thigh or my knee. Okay, using my thigh. I mean, the higher up I go, you're going to put it on the knee. All right, we've got pressure. Want to make sure that our spacer is perfect here. Now, you can staple the sides, 1, 2, and 3. I'll show you that. You can staple the sides, pressure, right? So it's nice and tight. You can staple the sides like this, 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing on this side. Pressure. 1, 2, and 3. Now make sure that your staple goes between the binding and the carpet. Now, and if you get a few of those indentations, you can see how it's pushed down here, you can take this and give it a light little tap all the way along. And now remember, that's going to settle after some time. Right, you can see that have a look here. You can see this bump here, right? If you really wanted to, you can pop another staple in there, okay? And then you can just really just kind of, you can really just kind of score this. Nice and neat, right? Okay, let's get our spacer back in there. Or, if you don't want to staple the sides, we're going to show you on the next stair how to not staple the sides and just staple the ends. But for this first stair, we will show you that method. This method, staple the sides first, and then we kind of score the 45-degree angle between the riser and the tread until that is kind of broke. This carpet is very durable. Anderson Tough-Tex carpet is very durable and strong, so you need to work that. The most important thing is to have a beautiful, beautiful, nice line right there. So here we go. We're going to take our kicker. We're just going to put some pressure, and we're going to staple every inch or two down into that 45-degree angle. Because the object of the game is to keep the carpet nice and tight. I mean, it's really not just for looks on stairs, it's for traction as well. Look at how nice and tight that is, okay? And now to really make a nice groove, we're gonna take our stair tool and our hammer, and we're gonna pound those staples in even more. Beautiful, nice and tight, beautiful line. So now let's go from here and let's go up to the next stair. Okay, so nothing's gonna change. We're gonna do this one a little different. Now, we wanna take our spacer, right? And we're gonna move it over to the far side over here. Right, here we go. I'm gonna make sure that we're lined up, looks good. We're gonna pre-bend under here. Okay, let's get that down. This will make it easier for stapling up on the angle. Okay, we're gonna take our staple gun and we're gonna do 2 on the outside. And then we're gonna do 1 every 1 to 2 inch, depending on the carpet. We're gonna feel underneath, nothing's popped out. Right, we don't want staples popping out. Now, we're gonna move our way up. Now we're on top. I promised you that we were gonna do this stair a little different method. Let's make sure that our spacer is correctly in place there, right? Spacer in place, right? Looking good, it keeps us on the mark, keeps us going straight all the way up. It's a quick little hack, if you will. Now, we're gonna take our kicker. This method for this stair we're gonna show you is we don't put staples in the side. So we want our spacer there in place. We wanna put pressure on the kicker. Watch the line here, right? All right, let's get pressure on our kicker in the middle. Let's make sure that our template on the side that keeps us nice and straight and in the groove is perfect. We're lined up, we're good to go. We're gonna take our kicker, we're gonna put pressure on that, and then we're gonna take our stair tool with pressure still on this kicker, keeping this nice and tight. Look at, that's tight. And then what we wanna do, it'll be a little awkward, it's a little bit of an awkward position to get in. Get some pressure on there, and we're gonna pre-groove this. Now, we don't use tack strip with the felt backing because what happens is the tack strip kind of rips the felt. So we've come up with this staple method that seems to really, really work, and we like it, and this is how we suggest that you do it. So we've taken that, we've made that crease, right? We've got pressure. We're lined up over here with our spacer, correct? Right? Yes. Because we want it to be straight all the way up. You can use a tape measure, but that spacer's kind of a nice little cheat. Okay, we've got pressure. We're gonna take our staple gun, 1, 2, and 3, and we're gonna lock that down in the middle, okay? And then we're gonna have a look here. Looks good. So then why don't we take it on the left side. We'll give that some pressure here. And we'll bang staples in all the way along there. And let's take it over to the right side. And let's finish it off. 1, 2, 3. Use more if you need to. Now we're going to take our hammer and our stair tool. and we're going to go down all the way till we have a nice solid groove. Okay, so we did that stair differently than we did the first stair, and you can see over here, let's get you down nice and low here, that we didn't put any staples here. Okay, now this will eventually fall down into place, but what we don't like about this is you can see this gap here. Now we wrapped our pad around the nose, and a lot of times I don't wrap my pad around the nose because then you really do have to pop staples around in here. Okay, but eventually this will fall into place and you won't have to put staples here. But like I said, we like the finished look at the bottom, right? We like that look. We like it finished off. No dirt or no debris gets in the backside there, right? So on this last stair here, we're going to show you the original first method. Okay, we're going to take our spacer template here. We're going to put it up here on the next stair. Make sure that we're course correcting and that we're nice and lined up. We're going to pull our stair back. We're going to pre-bend, pre-mold, whatever you like. Get that under there. We're going to make sure that we have staples in our gun. We're a little empty. Let's fill her up. These. Okay, let's load our staples up. All right, we've got our spacer on the side. We're going to go up underneath. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Feel underneath. Feels good. Now, if you're wondering what carpet this is Anderson Tough-Tex Fossil. It's available on our website under Anderson Tough-Tex Fossil. Okay, so we're going to get ready for our left turn landing. Okay, but what I want to do first is I want to get rid of this extra. This is too much. When you go to stable this in, it's just going to want to pop back. Do you see that? And then that's going to put a hole in your carpet, right? Because the staples will pop out. So I'm just going to cut it down. I'm going to leave an inch to an inch and a half. That way, this is a lot easier to deal with, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same method that we did with the stapling of the sides on the first stair we did. We're going to put pressure in the middle. We're going to check, remember our spacer over here on that far side, right? We're going to get pressure. We're going to check our spacer, right? Pressure, spacer. You can see that it twisted off the angle here on the spacer. So what I want to do is I want to twist back. So I am going to turn my kicker and I'm going to push into it. Now I don't want to overdo it, right? Push, straighten it out. Let's make sure we're straight. Looks good. So then what we're going to do is we're going to lock down into that, okay? And I'm going to lock down the side. 1, 2, 3, and I'll put 1 at the back. 4. Okay, maybe 5 for good measure. I'm going to do the same on this side. Okay, angle out, right? I'm pushing this way. I'm going to do 1 at the back. This will keep it nice and tight, nice and straight. And do a couple along there. And then we can put more staples in. If we want to push that down, we can put more staples in there, right? I just don't like doing more than 3 usually. And then what we can do, people worry about it damaging the stairs. You know, the reality of it is that when you pull this stair runner up in 5 years, the sun will have discolored this side of the stair and the stair underneath will be the same that this originally was, and you'll have to refinish the stairs anyways. So don't worry about the staples in the stairs. We deal with it all the time. It's really not a big deal. Okay, so moving on. We are just going to finish, before we get to our landing, we're going to score this 5, 6, 7 times. We're going to kind of, if you will, we're breaking the backing. Right? Not breaking bad, not the show. We're breaking the back. Okay? That's kind of broke, right? Now we want to pop some staples in it, but we don't want to pop staples on the angle if we can. We have to cut that. We kind of want to tilt our staple gun as high up here as we can. Okay? So I'm going to start at the right side, and I'm going to try to go almost straight down. Okay? What I'm going to do like always, is I really want that groove to be fantastic. Okay, now I'm going to take a really great knife. Okay, well, better yet, a really great blade. Okay, I've got a brand new blade on that side. This is called a Bloody Mary because it's got a double-sided blade, bottom and top. Very easy to cut yourself up here. Trust me. There's a link on the website. The blades usually come with it. You only get about 5. You'd have to buy a few others. Now, I'm going to go from left to right into the middle, and then from right to left into the middle. I always want to cut in with my binding. I never want to cut out on my binding, okay? So, and watch you don't cut the back of your riser when you do this. Now, I'm almost going to set my knife flat. Rather than this, if we go on the 45, we're going to hit all those staples, right? We're going to dull the blade. We want to try to avoid the staples, and we want to try to get the straightest line. So watch how I position this knife. I'm going to get in first behind on the corner, okay? Now, look at the angle of my knife, right? I'm not here. I'm almost as flat as I can get, okay? And you don't hear any staples. I haven't hit one staple yet, okay? Pretty cool, eh? I know, it's a gift, really. Okay, now we've got another. We've already used that, so sometimes I like to use the top. The top's fresh. We're gonna do the same thing, right? Get in the back and flush cut that knife. You didn't hear no staples. You didn't hear one staple. You didn't hear one staple. I didn't hit one staple. Okay, clean that all out. Now, this is where we have to make the joint for the landing. And then later on, you'll put a little dab of glue in there with a glue gun, just to stop it from coming apart over the years. It's a nice little trick that we like to do. Okay, let's move on to the landing install. Okay, here we are with our left turn landing. Now, when you order a left or a right turn landing from us, from directcarpet.com, they will come like this. Okay, if you ordered the 27-inch, it will come the 27-inch wide by 27-inch wide with the appropriate cutout, right? Usually our stair runners come 4 feet long by 4 feet wide. I've cut this one down a little bit because we don't need it that wide. This is approximately 4 feet here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to measure for that and how we're going to cut the bottom here, okay? So I'm just going to pull this out of here and get rid of it. Okay, so you can see we've got our pad all lined up. And remember, our pad is cut 1 inch shorter than our carpet. So guess what? I'm just going to put my tape measure on the edge of that pad. I'm going to wrap it all the way around the nose, and I'm going to get the measurement down here at the riser and the tread where the carpet meet. Okay, let's do that now. Okay, we've got our tape measure. We're just going to hook it on the end there. Okay, you can see that I'm hooked, right? We're hooked. Okay, we're hooked there, right? Hook on the back, hook it at the back. Roll it around, push up in, down, 44 1/4. Okay? Now let's take it over here. Let's have a look. We've got our stair runner landing upside down and on a piece of pad because we want to make this cut. So we had measured 44 1/4, correct? Now you should always check both sides. Okay, I'm going to run this down at 44 1/4, and I'm going to mark that. Okay, now that was where the pad was, right? 44 1/4. We know that we want to go an extra inch, so guess what? We're going to mark it at 45 1/4. Okay, we're going to take it to the other side. We're going to do the same thing. Now you can skip that 44 1/4 because you're going to add an inch to 45 1/4, right? You need that extra inch. We're going to take a straight edge. We're going to line up the 45 1/4 on one side and the 45 1/4 on the other side. 45 and a quarter, 45 and a quarter. We're going to take a good knife or a good pair of scissors, and we're going to cut all the way down and through. Then I'm going to cut on the outside here. I'd rather see a scissor cut it because a knife will fray that binding. Now you're going to put glue on it after as well, but we'll do this quick for this tutorial. Okay, so let's go check out how our landing looks. All right, we've cut our landing. We've left our extra inch. Now let's line it up. Okay, so far so good. Let's line this up here at the bottom where we finished off with our carpet. We'll go all the way to the far end. Okay, I'm gonna lock this in. All right. Bang this down, get that right down into the groove so it looks seamless. Look at that, seamless, right? Let's lock that in. We'll pull this a little bit. We'll push this down a little bit. We'll bang that down a little bit, and we're gonna lock this in now. Now I'm just stabling between the lines. It's the easiest way to hide the staples. If you see some staples, you can take your hammer, bang them in, right? So, we've got our landing into place. We're going to pull it back. We're going to install this nose the same way we did the stairs, okay? Ready, 2 on the end, up onto the 45. Right, feel for any loose debris and staples. Be careful, watch your fingers. We've done the nose. We're up and over. We've measured back, right? We should be an inch extra in carpet. We're going to tighten this up with our kicker. Now, you need to be even here and even. So a lot of times you're going to want to measure, measure, measure. And then if it's not, this will be a perfect 90 from us, but your room may not. So you might want to eyeball it a little bit. So what we're going to do is, I can already see it's too much here, a little here. We're going to give this a little kick, right? Get this into position. Look at that 45 and a quarter worked, right? We measured 44 and a half from here. We added the extra inch, 45 and a quarter, and we're good. So I'm just going to tighten it up with a couple of kicks. I want to measure between here and make sure that we're good, right? That we're nice and straight. All right, we'll check with our tape measure, see where we're at. 4.5 and 4.5. This will be a little different because our stairs are a little thinner going up. 3.5 and 3.5. That's just the kind of way that this staircase works. So, okay. Kick up into the corner. We're going to lock that in. Okay, we want to make sure that this is as straight as possible all the way along. Kick so it's nice and tight. And then we're going to staple between the binding and the carpet. And we're going to keep this snug and straight all the way along. Okay, now over for the far side, you're going to staple all along here. Now we're not going to do this because we're basically going to rip this off. This is our demonstration staircase. So then we have to pull the staples, and my guys don't like to do that all the time if they don't have to. But what you would do is every inch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way along. Put as many as you need, okay? And then bang those down, right? This is just a basic install to the stair. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to kick. We're going to break that backing. Okay. I'm going to lock it into place. Okay. We're going to super score that. Then we're going to cut this off so we can start our next stair going up. Okay, and the last thing you need to do is you want to put the staples all the way around, right? Okay, we got to cut that edge off, but there your landing's done. So a lot of people ask is, this will follow the contour, and then this quarter turns. Okay, so the pattern will change there and come down the stairs and meet the landing. We don't miter our 45-degree because what happens is eventually it just frays. So this is called a quarter turn landing stair runner installation. Okay, now even if you were doing wall to wall, it would be the same way. So let's just keep going here. We're going to slice that off, right, with a good knife and get ready to start our next piece. Okay, clean all the hairs out of there, blow them out. Let's get in here with our final piece, right? Just gonna line this up. Bang that down. Lock it in. Lock it in. Okay, you can put a few more staples in that to hold it in. I'm not putting as many. Remember, we're gonna rip this off. This is our working staircase. So the guys get a little upset if I crank too many staples in there, because then they're gonna spend all day pulling them out. And then we go and do another stair runner, and then they have to pull them all out again. So, and sometimes I pull them out. All right, this is a little different under here. There's a little molding under here. So what we do is we pop the staples on the angle of the molding. Okay, that's usually for another video, but we're just showing you how to finish this up to the riser. Now we're just finishing under here today to show you how to finish off your top riser. We're gonna install this stair the same. Make sure she's centered. Okay. Staples on the side. If that's the method you're doing, we're gonna groove and this riser's a little too long for us, so what we want to do is on the last piece we want to super groove that like we did before the landing. We're going to pop some staples straight down. We're going to super groove that with the hammer and the carpet tucker. We're going to use a good knife. We're going to flat cut that. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to measure. You can see that there's a trim piece under here. We don't want to go over the trim piece. Let's pretend that this is our upper hall and we're finishing our last riser. This is how we finish every finish of the stair. We never roll up and just cut this so it's ragged. We use the last piece of the carpet with the finished edge. Okay, we're going to measure on the left, 5.5. We're going to measure on the right, 5.5. We're going to take this. We're going to take our tape measure. We're going to mark 5.5. Now this one is not much. It's about 1/8 of an inch short. Usually your riser will be a lot bigger. So we're going to take it here, 5.5. Okay? This, we just need a scissor cut to fit it in. Okay, it's only 1/8 of an inch, so I'm not going to line it up. Usually you would take your straight edge and you would make it nice and straight, because usually you would have maybe 5 inches to cut off. We're just trimming this one. This one's almost fit. So we're just going to shave a little hair off, see if we can squeeze it in there so you get the idea. Okay, let's give it a shot. Push it under that piece of molding. Looking good. Let's see if we can fit it in there without any bubbles. We don't want to be short. We don't want too much. We really want a nice fit, right? Look at that. I don't even have to put a staple in it. Looks phenomenal. And because I have to rip it off after, I don't even have to put a staple in it. so that's fine, but I'll show you where you should. You're gonna pop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, possibly 8. 1 in the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All the way to the end. Make sure that it's in. You're gonna put a little bit of glue on the left, a little bit of glue on the right. At the landing, you're gonna secure it with glue, and wherever you had little seams, we're gonna clean this mess up, and we'll show you the finished result. Okay, here we go. Finished result on our Anderson Tough-Tex Fossil Stair Runner and Left Turn Landing. Looks great. And there we finished our riser underneath. Fantastic. This color is like a brown with a taupe. It's available on our website at directcarpet.com. Again, it's Anderson Tough-Tex Fossil. So we showed you the tools that you need to use. Now you can get those tools from Amazon through our affiliate link in the description below, or you can just go to your rental place and rent them. If you think you're going to be doing a couple stair runners over the next couple of years, it's not that much money. It's good to have, right? Especially that staple gun. That staple gun will come in handy for tons of different things. It's fabulous. I've had mine for years and years. Fantastic. Absolutely just great. My Dual Fast and my Roberts, fantastic. If you're looking for this stair runner, it's at directcarpet.com, and we have many others. Check out the links in the description below. We're also going to start putting in some freebies down there. Join the email list for discount codes, all that kind of stuff. Go to directcarpet.com and sign up for our newsletter. Thanks for watching. I'm Keith Shannon with Direct Carpet. We'll see you on the next one.